a job like me, some kid might say. Or, look, they're wearing a hijab like you, their classmate might say. For this and 1,000,000 other reasons, I believe that we all deserve a variety of books. Books that reflect parts of ourselves back to us like a mirror, and books that let us in on the experiences of other people who may look or live or love differently than we do, like windows. Slide number 2. Some books are under attack. So yes, books matter, but as you probably know if you've been standing here, some books are under attack. In recent years, there's been a rise in book bans, and a record number of books have been challenged this year in 2023. In fact, it's been a nearly 20% rise from the same period last year. And last year, 2022, was an historic high since the American Library Association started to count book bans, which was more than 20 years ago. It's important to note that the majority of those challenged books were written by or about brown or black people or folks from the LGBTQ plus community. Attempts to ban books are more damaging and widespread when local and or state elected officials get on the bandwagon. Sorry, I had to do that. Including states like South Carolina, where my parents grew up. Weirdly, polling suggests that the vast majority of voters, Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, oppose book bans, likely 75% or higher. Even so, in many places, book bans have threatened whole classes of books and even pushed some librarians and library systems toward collapse, including as nearby as Front Royal, Virginia. You should look it up if you don't know about that. When asked, book banners suggest that the goal of disappearing certain books from school and library shelves is to protect all children from harmful content, like a shield. But as a former teacher who's seen children interact with books, and as a reader, I am not sure we should believe this. My dad and I wonder if book bans don't accomplish just the opposite. What if, in truth, book bans intimidate and cower certain children and their families who look or live or love differently? What if implementing book bans diminishes opportunities for all children to develop empathy and acceptance for themselves and for other people? Number 3. My papers are a little rustled here. Book bans affect us all. So we know certain books are under attack, but what does that have to do with me or with you? Like me, you may be of the great good fortune to be able to find and order any book that you want and have it delivered to your door. Even if this is true for you today, it may not have always been true. It may not be true in the future. I know it wasn't true for my parents growing up in the Jim Crow South, and I know it isn't true for many, many people in our community today, including most children. The way I see it, book bans are being used not like a shield, but like a weapon injuring communities, consolidating power in the hands of a few, and taking away the freedom of countless others to choose for themselves and for their children what they would like to read. Today, book banning targets Black and Brown and LGBTQ communities, but tomorrow it could be used against any content or any community. Book banning is part of a larger effort to police whose stories get to matter. My final and shortest slide, slide number 4, my favorite one. Protect outsider stories. So I'm just going to end by saying I hope that you will join me in protecting all books, especially outsider stories. Here's just a few handful of things that you can easily do. Seek out banned books and outsider stories and stories that are just different from your lived experience, whatever that might be. 2, get your library card and use it, and shop at independent bookstores like New Dominion right down the mall here. Support those independent bookstores. 3, vote for and support candidates who exhibit respect for all communities instead of capitalizing on the fear of the other. 4, let someone in power know that the freedom to read matters to you, especially when you hear about books being challenged in your community. And 5 is just learn more and spread the word. There are a lot of people who don't recognize and realize that these book bans are happening, and we have power if we share it with one another. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.